Oh wow, there's almost no glare. Look how thin this thing is, pretty wild. So I have one of the new EliteBooks here. This is actually an X360 model, and this thing has some pretty extreme battery life, which is probably the thing I'm most interested in. I've seen some early numbers on this that have it just under 20 hours of battery life for video watching, which is pretty wild. So yeah, this is an X360 model 1040 G11 2-in-1. So you're having some pen input, you're able to flip it around and use it as a tablet. There will be an EliteBook 1040 G11 non-X360 model as well, but if you want the versatility of a multi-purpose device that can behave like a tablet and like a laptop, then you're going to be looking at this X360 model. So here's the unboxing experience, go beyond. Now obviously we have the latest AI features built in via Windows and HP. They've included a pen for pen input, obviously. Pen is metallic with a little cover over the charge port, button on the top, as well as 2 buttons down below. Tiny little Type-C cable to charge up the pen. And then we have a tool for the removal of the pen nib when you need to replace it. Also in the package, we have our power brick, which in this case is quite small and slim. The braided USB Type-C charge cable. This guy here is going to deliver 65 watts of power, and they've also included an extension cable in case you need to be further away from the wall. So here is the device, and it is cool to the touch right away. We have a metal build, again, targeted at business users, road warriors, people who get a lot of use and function out of their main device, in this case, an X360 device. It's actually kind of a nice color. It's a little lighter than your typical silver aluminum, almost towards white, which is going to be good for the resistance of fingerprints and smudging. Obviously, we have the latest HP branding there as well. We have some versatility with ports, a full-size HDMI port, 2 Thunderbolt ports, as well as a microphone in, headset out analog jack. On the other side, there's a USB-A port, another Type-C connector, and then there is a SIM card slot. So this one is obviously equipped with wireless cellular connectivity. That's an option depending on the configuration that you choose. Oh wow, so the display is extremely matte. I don't know how well you guys are gonna pick this up, but there's almost no glare coming off of it at all. Now remember, this is configurable with a couple of different display solutions. You can either get this one, which is 400 nits touch display. There's also a non-touch option. You can get bright view or anti-glare. Obviously, we're looking at the anti-glare here, and it's one of the strongest anti-glare displays that I've seen. If you choose the OLED model, you'll be looking at 2.8K resolution. Of course, with the business focus built in here, you've also got HP Wolf security options, including HP Wolf Protect and Trace, and also HP Sure Recover Gen 5. Of course, it's also got one-touch access to Microsoft Copilot with a dedicated key. Now, all of this AI workload is actually powered by this new Intel Core Ultra chip that's inside the X360. Now, here's something that's pretty cool. The PC will actually adapt to how you're using it. If it's on your lap, the PC temperature will reduce by 5 Celsius for comfort. And then when you get to a tabletop and there's proper ventilation for the system, it'll go right back to maximum performance mode. I really like the gray color of this keyboard. Look how thin this thing is when you just hold it out like this. It's pretty wild. So the weight of the device is coming in at 3.06 pounds, and the maximum height is 17.45 millimeters. It's obviously one of these designs that's thinner in the front than it is in the back. We also have a manual cover for the front-facing camera, so I can just shift this over in order to cover that up. Trackpad in the center, glass trackpad, very smooth, and the keyboard color, it's not black, it's a dark gray. The benefit here is you're gonna be able to see the backlighting come through a little bit better, but also it will be resistant to smudging and dirt from constant use. So obviously you've seen lighter keyboards and what can happen in those cases. Very sturdy chassis, not too much flex. I'm getting carried away using the keyboard there. Apparently they put a lot of focus into the sound performance on this device as well. So we're gonna test that in a moment. So here's your 360 aspect. What does this give you in terms of modes? Well, you get this tent mode here. You know, demonstrate to others kind of what you're looking at in like a meeting setting with a very limited footprint. Obviously as well, if you need to, you could have it like watch a movie like this if you have a very small surface to prop the device up onto. And then we can fold it completely flat. So then we have our tablet style input, of course, with our pen. If we choose to, you know, scroll, tap, sketch, take notes, and so on, we can do that with our pen. The pen also has a beautiful magnetic attachment, so you don't lose it. It has a spot that you can always put it, that it will go, using my touchscreen here. And there's something about using a touchscreen when it's a matte device, a completely matte device, you get a different, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but you get a better feedback, more of a paper type of input, as opposed to something that's glossy, where you become very aware that you are writing or sketching on glass. This one, less so. So their official claim is up to 19 hours of video playback battery life, 19 hours and 34 minutes in their testing while using the speakers. Now, speaking of watching video while using the speakers, why don't we do that?
I grew up in a tough neighborhood. And we used to say you can get further with a kind word and a gun than you can with just a kind word.
Now, when it comes to putting that NPU to use, it's got a bunch of features built in to help you get the best video conferencing, including background blur, automatic framing, and eye contact. Now, if you're using something like Zoom, the AI is not only gonna just work to make you look better, but it's also gonna help with voice leveling using something called adaptive dynamic voice leveling. This is gonna give you the optimal voice clarity based on the environment that you're in and the other noises that you're competing with. One of the coolest things for me is just seeing how efficient these devices have gotten. The fact that we can have a 3-pound, sleek, 2-in-1 device like the X360 that can still deliver performance like this and give you up to 20 hours, just under 20 hours of battery life. We've certainly come a long way.